Yeah, because it's shite. It's fucking brutal, man. Like, I don't need to fucking sugarcoat that nonsense.
Actually, Mega Maractus in ZA?
Not that I know of, anyway. I,
No,
I,
I've paid zero attention to leaks.
yeah.
I'm trying to think who could warrant. As far as I know, there's no new evolutions coming in with this.
Not that I'm aware of, no. I know I am aware of the leaks. I know what the megas are. Um,
Yeah, I think I
yeah.
had seen them some time ago, but
Yeah. I mean,
um,
some of them could be good,
yeah,
is all I'll say.
we still don't know. I think since last time we had a chat for this, we don't think we've gotten anything new ourselves.
No, it's been very quiet since the last time we jumped in. And
Yeah,
ironic enough, when we're doing this recording, we will probably get something new by the time this comes out. But it's fine. We can live without it for a while.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And
Just
again,
means we just have the fantasy book instead.
yeah. Look, for myself, I'm not hating that there's like a period for speculation, so long as there's
Mm.
speculation done well and not double clicking on any single frame and assuming that the single frame means the story is fully unlocked.
Yeah, like I mean, like, I noticed like there is going to be a kind of a clambering for like information and news and scandal and stuff like that, and just like in a weird way, it's almost like it's a weird way of kind of like almost quality assurance. How to like, okay, what have they got in this game? Is it good enough to buy? Type of thing.
Yeah,
And in a weird way, it's nice to see that like this game is actually being given a chance to actually surprise you, kind of like the previous Legends game was. I don't remember there being a massive leak culture for that game in particular. So when it dropped, it was actually a really pleasant gameplay experience because it was so new and you had to actually relearn your lines a little bit.
yeah,
Whereas now with like the last two gens, where like just people are just kind of like, it's just the curiosity is killing them, and they just need to know what's new and what's different, and like in a weird way almost like get a notion of what they want to play with rather than exploring it themselves,
yeah.
which is counterintuitive for a Pokemon experience because realistically you should be able to just try out everything yourself. But even me finding out about what the Pokedex beforehand decided what team I wanted to begin with, which is not really the case. That shouldn't be how I play.
Hmm.
So perhaps in Legends EA, I'm gonna like try and like I know what to expect in terms of the megas,
Yeah.
but I want to give all of them a fair shake and see which ones work and which ones don't. You
Okay.
know,
Are they only megas or are there Colosseum forms being given as well? Do you know?
no Colosseum forms is as from what I've seen.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which is fine because like it's meant to be a mega. It's like it's supposed to be just an expansion of the megas. So I'm okay with that personally.
I know that, but yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. I don't know.
Like again, like it's like the regional forms only really work if you have like a unique environment. So like Alola works because it's Hawaii. It's like it's a completely different climate to so justifiably you'll got something there.
Oh,
Galar
sorry.
one,
Galar was England.
yeah. Now
That's
Galar one doesn't really make sense. I'll
no.
be honest. Right, the Galar one is there just mainly because okay, the Weezing one checks out and the Sir Rhyme one is jolly good and all that jazz. The
Yeah.
Slowpoke one there is just like, okay, just try that one instead. Like you're doing well to get sunburnt in England. Just saying.
And Berserker.
But see, if Berserker works though for me because that's that's still it's still an urban animal, so it's just a different evolutionary path.
That's the exact same thing. Why not have and I think we can dig through the archives on this, but I have said before Meowth should be the poster child for regional forms.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I'm with you on that as well.
Have
I think the reason they don't do it because it will get repetitive after a while. You will get the just variations of a theme,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah,
Which is why like it's a case where like we'll get to this kind of point again where like you're just putting in Pokemon for the sake of it. It's just chaff. It's not it's
Hmm.
not contributing anything to it in a sense. And it does seem quite it's interesting in a sense where like a game like Legends EA want to give you an actual reason to use these guys. So like, let's go with Legends Arceus for example. Like those regional forms work really, really well because they're essentially extinct, or they're just unique, kind of like blood, like a bloodline in a sense. So you can have like a Braviary as it should have been in a sense, where it's all psychic and stuff like that, or the evolution of Stantler that wasn't. You know,
Yeah.
that stuff is good. That is really really enjoyable because like it's like, oh yeah, that's just something different. You know, it's something different without having to be game breaking or something you need in kind of in competitive play. You
Yeah.
know, are people gonna really lose sleep over the fact that we can't play Sneasler on in Scarlet and Violet? No, realistically speaking, that's fine. We can live without that. But it's
Hmm.
just nice for the sake of the game. You know, it's nice to have a Hisuian Arcanine for the crack. You know, or same with like the Hisuian starters. Like that was just good. That was just fun to have them. You know.
So, should we? Yeah. No, I get that, but if the whole. Okay, I'm going to take a really cynical approach here.
Mm,
The whole approach is to sell toys to kids.
yeah.
If that's what the whole thing is, Megas, I'm not sure if they're enough of a draw to sell toys, 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 toys.
Well, now I would argue that the Legends EA one isn't the merch spinner for me.
But
Like
then,
that seems more like a analogous to something like this, for example, where like, okay, we're giving you a very pure gameplay experience for you lads who want battles, you
very
know?
true. Very true. But
Like it's tickling that receptor of people who like want the fantasy book, their favorite Pokemon's Mega Evolution, you know?
so when is Wind and Waves coming out?
Well, that'd be like I presume 2027, I would say.
27?
I'd say so, yeah.
26 would be the 30-year anniversary.
Well, if it's ready, then go for it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know when Wind and Waves is coming out.
Yeah.
Um, like it's not, we don't even know for sure if it is called Wind and Waves. It's just like that's what seemingly the provisional names for it. So
Yeah.
if that's the case, then great. You know, I won't say no to it. But it is that thing where like you don't like what kind of breathing room do you want to give to the games and how ready are they for how ready were they, I should say, for the switch for the change to the second switch, because it seems like Legends EA was kind of like almost purpose built for the Super Switch. So if they have a bit of a head start on their own on Gen 10 at that point, then it probably is looking more like next year than instead of 27. But again,
Oh, so
we've had this conversation before about Nintendo sitting on projects until it's time for the next quarter, you know. So they might have a arbitrary kind of like decision on other franchises to release at kind of
so
staggered times.
walk me through what you're thinking here, by the way. Who are you considering moving into your party?
Um, I was just having a look there. Like I was thinking, like, is there anyone I could kind of like sub in for Hariyama because he just kept getting his arse kicked, and really there's no one there I could kind of opt in for because I just want a type that will kind of like not get his ass kicked in a sense.
Yeah.
But the problem is then like a lot of these ones need to be detox first, and they're just they're I don't really have the wiggle room to go for them to go troll turkey, so I'm better off sticking with what I have, you know. I'm also kind of mindful as well, like just with the way the story beats are going, I'm expecting a boss battle coming up soon, so that's why I'm loading up on Pokeballs as well, just in
Yeah.
case.
Okay, so you run into something that you might like?
It very much so, James. Yes, perhaps even a very very much an electric saber tooth tiger. You know, just saying. But certainly with in terms of the kind of the Gen 10 coming out, I would say that's gonna be like that'll be the marquee for a certain type for one of Nintendo's years. So as you said, your the 30th anniversary is coming up. So I think a lot of the Nintendo's year will be shaped around that. Because one would assume they have whatever other franchises are there, we either have something in the pipeline or possibly developed by the time we get to that kind of that arbitrary kind of deadline, you know?
Tough to know because
Mm.
Like, okay, they rushed Sun and Moon out the door to meet the 20-year timeline.
Yeah.
They sat on Let's Go for
Hmm.
the 25-year timeline.
Yeah.
I can't remember if they did anything for the 15-year. 10 years was Ruby and Sapphire, I think. And I think that was kind of in their own time anyway.
Well, the 10 year then would have been Fire Red and Leaf Green if it was 10 years, considering the
Okay.
Ruby and Sapphire, and that would have come out in fairly quick succession.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, Maybe it was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, was it?
That was 2009. Heart Gold, Soul
So
Silver.
no, that would have been it then.
No, that was like for the 13 years. So maybe Diamond Pro? I'm
Hmm.
not sure. But
Yeah, I'd have to have a
well,
look and see what comes out. But I think from what I'm
basically,
seeing
basically,
here, yeah,
Pokemon seems to try to mark the 5 years inconsistently, but they have tried over the last bit to mark the 5 years.
yeah, yeah, that's what they typically do. Yeah,
What was 2011?
2011. Yeah,
2011
that's some.
was 2011 was Black and White.
Okay, so what was the? Did they do a recap? No, they actually didn't do any remakes for that gen. So they just
No,
did their own thing with Gen 5. So
no, but they did release a gen.
yeah, so that tracks though, doesn't it? Like so
So
the Gen 10 releasing for the 30th anniversary makes sense. It's
yeah,
all very proportionate actually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get that. We'll get that for that, and that'll be the big year. Will be spent on.
Mm,
No, we might get more than one project in that year. Who knows? Because given like I could have my fingers crossed and say we'll get a Johto remake or we'll get a Unova remake in the same year.
yeah.
Fully mark out the whole year as being the year of. But
Year of Pokemon, yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath on that.
Mm,
But they did something with Mario. Was there other one that did 30 years recently?
yeah, they have something. They've
And
done a Mario game recently, yeah. So
they put out like
uh,
a side scroller Mario and a 3D Mario within the same year, and they put out the classic 3D running around ones.
yeah.
And then the Metroid had its 30-year anniversary and they did nothing for it.
Again, that's for them to kind of figure out in terms of like, okay, what actual, like, what do you think we are gonna sell? I think like, I think Metroid might get a bit more love in the future because the Super Switch is gonna have more grunt to it, so it'll be able to sustain a bit more of a challenging game in a sense, you know?
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. I'm still in two minds
Yeah.
of getting Metroid Prime 4 whenever it comes out. Because
I'd say wait until the playthroughs are out and
inevitably,
see what it looks like, you know?
yeah. But also, I've not played 2 and 3.
Yeah, so you might need want to try them first and see what happens.
But there we go. I'm not going to get a GameCube for that.
No, that's true. Yeah, so maybe
Oh.
just wait until. I mean, I presume if 4's coming out in this year, then surely 2 and 3 will follow on the
Who
follow.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Yeah.
Kecleon is
Again, with Nintendo beat to their own drum, so who fucking knows what they'll be doing? You know.
yeah.
So so for Brava, looking quite nice. I thought to myself, ooh, a Flygon in my team
Absolutely.
because yeah, because like it's close to it'd be close to the to evolving as well at that level.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
But
know,
you'd have to go
like,
through the whole rigmarole of purifying it at that. But yeah,
yeah. And in fairness, like that's the only kind of like downside. But like in fairness, like mechanically, you could do like stuff like sense and all that sort of jazz. I did it the hard way in the game, but that was mainly because like I'm very short of money and I'd rather prioritize catching stuff and healing stuff, and then if I get sense along the way, happy days, you know. So yeah, like even there, like I think I'd be 2 levels away from able to evolve into a Flygon, and I have a stash of rare candies I've kept for a special occasion. So this works out terrifically for me. cross chop missing so much in this game annoyed me to no fucking end. Like I will say, I like sometimes like listen, you always take a risk with like low accuracy moves, but even I know I'm being dicked over by the RNG here. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I can't be losing, I can't be missing this much. This is bullshit. I mean, that's also the other kind of tricky things about like these battles where you are catching like shadow Pokemon as well, is that you get these kind of battles where you get them out first. So like that's grand, but then now you have to stick the landing and finish the battle, or else it's all for naught. You
Mm.
know, which also makes it quite tricky. Kecleon, do you know what? You know you were talking about like Pokemon that kind of like were tough in its gen and then didn't really go anywhere but after that. Kecleon is one of those Pokemon because of the just the shallower move pool, you know? And like it doesn't, it's not even like a difficult Pokemon to fight in a sense where like it's got decent moves or whatever. It's just awkward. Like you're just going around the houses taking a few more turns than you would do to beat it, you know?
Yeah.
Great gimmick, absolutely, but like it is just one of those annoying ones. Like it's like 5 minutes later and the thing is still alive, you know. And in terms of Gen 3, a funny old gimmick. Like it's basically the Snorlax of the generation. It's like, oh, this annoying thing is blocking your path. You should catch this. It's your only chance to catch it. I'm trying to even think of myself now. That kind of like that subsection of like path blockers doesn't really go any further than Gen 3 to my recollection. Because like you've got Snorlax, you've got Sudowoodo, and you've got Kecleon. I don't think you get any more beyond that, to my recollection. Was it maybe something in Gen 6, maybe, in Sun and Moon? I don't think so.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm trying to think, like, you know those kind of, that kind of subsection of, like, Pokemon blocking your path? Like, that trope that's in the earlier games.
Like
I think that kind of
it,
stops beyond 3, doesn't it?
yeah, yes and no. They have had like they've been self-referential at things blocking
Yeah.
your path. But like you take a look at Sun and Moon, and they just had a Tauros blocking your path for the whole first island,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and like that was Sun and Moon. Then Sword and Shield that didn't really have anything blocking your path. Scarlet and Violet was very much open world.
yeah. Mm.
But I think was it Sun and Moon also had Sudowoodos at one point? Was it on like the second island or third island and it just had Sudowoodos blocking your path?
Maybe, yeah, but I think it's more the gimmick I'm thinking of is more so the fact that like these things are blocking your path and it's your only chance to get them as well.
Oh, your
Like
only
it's
chance to get them. That's different because there was the
Yeah,
Psyducks in Gen 4 that prevented you going up to Celestic Town.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that was another one that you had there.
Mm.
I can't remember Gen 5 having any particular blocking points. Maybe was there a Crustal blocking your path at one point?